Hello, beautiful Aries. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general reading for the Aries Collective. Going to just dive into your energy, just doing a little energy check for the week. So let's go ahead and get into it. I've already shuffled the cards quite a bit. And right now we are just asking, what is the energy that Aries is dealing with this week? Or what is the energy that Aries will be dealing with this week? Let's see. For the Knight of Cups, the energy that you're dealing with could be dealing with a love offer, or maybe you are wanting to bring a love offer to somebody else. This is Pisces energy. But the way you're showing up is the Hanged Man, another Pisces card, meaning you are just kind of hanging out, just like maybe observing or just trying to look at the situation from a different angle, getting a different perspective on things. See what the universe wants you to do is the universe wants justice. So we have some Libra energy here. So perhaps you're dealing with the situation that you're dealing with. I would say it's definitely a love situation. To open your heart, to not open your heart. You're trying to look at it from a different perspective. The universe is telling you to weigh the pros and the cons. The universe is wanting you to seek justice in the situation. And let's see why. Because you have choices. We have the Seven of Cups. You have options. You don't need to be settling for anything that is less than your worth. That's the energy that I'm picking up from these cards, is that you don't need to settle. And we have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Page of Wands is wanting to seek adventure, seek new passionate beginnings. And that's really where it's very in line with the Aries energy as well, like the typical Aries archetype. It's very adventurous, very impulsive, doesn't really like sit around and be like, oh, well, should I, shouldn't I? They just go for it, right? And it works out for them. And a lot of times, a lot of other people are inspired by their ability to just kind of like go for it and take action. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these energies that you're dealing with. Let's see if we can get a little bit of clarification on that Knight of Cups. Is that you trying to decide to open up your heart, or is that somebody wanting to come towards you with that cup of love? You show me the Knight of Cups for Aries. Thank you. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This could be a very significant relationship. A lot at stake here. Let's put it that way. With the Ten of Pentacles, this could be anything anything from money, love, your time, energy, your effort, this person's effort, all going into kind of like the same pocket or the same cup. It's the roots that touch many things. It can be like family legacy, like it goes very, very deep. So let's see. We have the Knight of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Mm. Okay, so now I can see why. I do feel like this is somebody else trying to come into your life, trying to offer you this cup of love. Um, They may be rushing, they may be trying to come in a little too fast. You may still be healing something from the past with that Five of Cups and possibly trying to cut ties with negative energy, anything that is false with the Five of Swords, any type of winning at all costs type attitudes, that competitive nature, like I don't think you're wanting anything to do with that. And that's why you are showing up as the Hanged Man. Like you're trying to look at this from a different angle and like see this differently, but you're not seeing much change in this person's energy, at least not enough at this time, not enough for the spirit to actually, or for source to actually grant you like you need justice. Something has happened here, something has been wronged, and it's affected your Ten of Pentacles, which is your, overall your stability in life. Like this is the Ten of Pentacles is what everybody wants, what everybody's striving for. So this person, in some type of way, with that kind of rushing Knight of Swords um, energy, they're not quite healed. With the Five of Cups, there's still a lot of grief there. They haven't quite addressed from the past. And then this Five of Swords, this win at all costs. It's bad sportsmanship, basically. The very competitive energy is what I'm picking up. They're just not. They're not ready. They're not ready for the kind of energy that you're bringing, um, which is a true equal balance of give and take, non-competitive. It's just like it just is what it is, right? With justice there, you weigh it like it needs to be even. It needs to be equal. All right, let's see a little bit deeper. Like I've been able to clarify quite a bit just by clarifying that Knight of Cups. Again, that's Pisces energy. It doesn't have to be a Pisces person. It could be, anybody, who is just displaying that type of Pisces energy. And then also like, this reading is for the Aries Collective, but it's for anything. It could help anybody that, if you're familiar with your birth chart, any area of your chart that Aries is prominent, or like perhaps like a house that you want to work on and you have Aries over that house and you know that you need to work on that house, this reading can help you for that too. So if you do not know your birth chart, there are several websites online that you can find to generate your own natal birth chart and find out where these placements are. But for simplicity's sake, if you are Aries Sun, maybe an Aries Moon, Aries Rising, Aries Venus, this energy can probably hit pretty hard for you too. But also, like I said, it's not just that, it's the whole chart. So wherever Aries rules or wherever Aries is prominent in your chart. Let's see that Hanged Man, please, for Aries. Let's see the Hanged Man. Why are they showing up as the Hanged Man? Why is Aries showing up as the Hanged Man? Thank you. Again, we have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This person is persistent. I will give them that. The Hangman is clarified by the Queen of Coins. You're focusing on yourself. The Ace of Cups, focusing on love of yourself, love of the interconnection of your own divine masculine and feminine, interconnection with your own intimate self, your own connection to source, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, and death. Okay, so possibly in the past, you have not loved yourself first. That's why you're in the hangman position. You're trying to see things from a different perspective, making sure that you are taking care of yourself, your needs, your energy first. It's all about your frequency. And it looks like your ways of taking care of yourself, the ways of loving yourself and loving others are going through a very deep transformation. This is a very deep healing that's happening right here that you're in. And there's no wonder, like you don't have time for anybody who's playing games, especially with your heart right now. You want a real, true love partnership. You want a real, true love offer, not this wishy-washy bullshit, basically, that I'm seeing that's coming from like a very competitive place in other individuals or just one specific person. Okay, let's clarify the justice for the Aries Collective. Why is Spirit wanting them to show up in a state of justice, please? Six of Cups jumping out. I don't take jumper cards, but I do like to take a note of them. Six of Cups could be a past relationship. You might have had previous relationship with this person. I don't feel like you're together with them right now. I think there's a separation happening because there's definitely both of you need to do a lot of work on yourselves. Once again, clarifying justice, please. Why is Spirit wanting justice for the situation? Pause just for a second, please. Pause there. I'll just kind of edit that out. All right, so why is Spirit wanting Aries to show up as justice? So we have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. This is isolation, solitude, going within to find the true wisdom of your soul. Let's see. We have, yes, Six of Swords. This is being guided by Spirit. If you know anything about the Six of Swords, you know, it's the woman and the child, they're in the boat and they are being kind of swept away, like to calmer shores. They're being swept out of a very tumultuous, very rocky and like erratic type situation to calmer waters, like very rough waters to really calm waters. And a lot of times I view this card as this is my spirit guides that are actually carrying me through this moment in time. And so what this card is telling me is that, you know, under justice, spirit, your own connection with God and source and your own spirit guides are trying to kind of carry you and guide you to a much better, much calmer state of being. And we have the Three of Wands with that and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is something that is going to take a little bit of time and Six of Swords, Three of Wands, Pentacles, Justice. Yeah, it's almost like don't give up, like don't settle for less than what you know you deserve. Like, and that's kind of what the Hermit at the bottom of the deck is saying too, is like it's better to wait than settle. Six of Swords, Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles, like hold that vision and do not settle for anything less than what you know you deserve. You deserve fairness. You deserve justice. You deserve equal give and take. Like, for example, if you're putting in a lot of work, then the other person or people should also be putting in the same amount of work. You know, it should be equal. It shouldn't be just you doing all of the work or you making all of the communication, you you know, doing all the work on yourself and these other people or other person doesn't have to like, you know, and this is also speaking to also like doing the work on yourself, raising your vibration and staying there, like holding there with that Four of Pentacles, holding at that higher state and not budging and actually insisting, like dare I say even demanding, commanding that these other people rise to meet you rather than you lowering your standards, your values, to settle down like with them, to settle in some kind of half-ass energy. This is saying for you to like really like dig in your heels at this time and insist that these people rise to meet you or they lose you, plain and simple. Like, or you either rise to meet me up here or you don't meet me at all because I'm not coming down to your level. I am not stooping to that Five of Swords energy. I am the victor, I just am. I don't have to tell you that I am the victor. I am it. I embody it. I emanate it. I am in this energy, and I don't need to prove it to anybody because it's just what I am. Yeah, that's a pretty profound message coming through with that. Let's see what else. Okay, so now we have options coming up. So the position of the Seven of Cups here is definitely telling you like you do not need to settle. You have something special inside of you, and you have options opening up for you. So if you settle in this lower vibrational energy, you're going to miss out on these options. So the whole purpose of this, of taking this time out in the Hanged Man, looking at the situation for what it really truly is, transforming your own ways of loving yourself, taking care of yourself with the Death card, standing firm in your convictions with justice, insisting that you're treated fairly. In doing that, you're going to open up this whole brand new world for you. And with this, the tons of options. And yeah, I mean, some you may not want to go down these roads, but like there's going to be multiple roads, multiple timelines, multiple paths that you will have to choose from. And it's going to be up to you with the wisdom of the hermit to know which roads are for you and which roads are actually going to be fruitful for you in the long term. So let's go ahead and clarify that Seven of Cups, like just like not like we need it, but like we're just going to clarify it a little bit more so that we can kind of narrow it down. Because Seven of Cups is definitely being spoiled for choice. It can be confusion because you have too much to choose from. So let's try to narrow that down a little bit and see if we can kind of figure out like what is the choices that we're supposed to choose. Okay, and again, we have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And this is very much about allowing spirit to guide you, allowing your own connection to source to guide you, trusting, surrendering to the ways of the divine. And the Seven of Cups is clarified by the Page of Swords, information, knowledge, Three of Pentacles, teamwork, and the world. Okay, so in this position, like I'm not picking up an ending with the world card. I'm actually picking up that something has already ended and that's going to be a new beginning. Because with the Page of Swords, that's knowledge, observation, like that's you gaining new insight, new skills, new learning. It doesn't really, she's carrying a sword there, but she doesn't really know how to use it. Like she's basically just there. This is why this card is like often considered like the spy card, but what she's really doing is she's observing, and he or she's page is really just kind of observing, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, and then gaining that tangible um, information, which the page then brings to the knight, and the knight then carries to the queen. The queen kind of sorts through it, makes sense of it, and then gives it to the king, and the king actually takes action on it. So you're in the beginning stages of that. You're in observation mode. You're going to be very careful, Like when you see these options opening up to you, you're not just going to go with the first one. You're going to watch, you're going to learn, you're going to like really connect with your inner self. And a big part of that is going to be whether people are on board with you, whether there is teamwork at play, or is it just people that are just kind of trying to like hang on your shirt tails, you know, or expecting you to like carry them through um, this way. And I really feel like there's going to be somebody because this particular card for me is from the Tarot of the Abyss. It's one of my favorite ones as far as to really show like the level of work, teamwork coming in for you. Now, this could be your spirit guides as well, because we've seen the Six of Swords many times. And to me, Six of Swords definitely speaks to spirit guides. And we've seen it here at the bottom of the deck, and we've seen it over here as clarifying the Justice card, which also speaks to spirit as I'm reading it. And again, you know, that's what, you know, we're all just, I'm just interpreting the cards as I know how to interpret the cards. You may have your own interpretation if you are familiar with tarot, but this particular Three of Pentacles, I really like it because it shows the effort of more than one person coming through here. So it's really beautiful. And then also with the World card on that is showing that something is getting ready to be born. Something is coming to be. So I really feel like that is definitely your new beginning um, coming up for you, as long as you stay true to yourself and love yourself and you know, keep that connection with yourself first. Keep that connection, your own connection with source first. That's the most important thing, because ultimately when we come together with other people, we definitely want to be a whole, complete person, divine feminine and masculine, completely in coherence with each other within ourselves first. Then we look to actually, and that could also be what the Page of Swords is saying here too, is like then we can actually like look and observe and see who also is coming in and presenting that same energy of wholeness. And that's who we actually want to partner with. We don't want to partner with people who are not already whole within themselves, who still have a lot of karmic lessons to learn. Because once we have come together within our own self, we've become a whole being, and we're not scattering our energy out into the others as so many people do. Then we actually have something to offer other people. We actually have something of tangible value to bring to other relationships. If we have not done that work within ourselves to bring everything into the 0 point within ourselves, then when we get together with other people who are also not healed, who are also have not done that work, we're just kind of like creating like a shit show, if you will. And we really have no right, no one has any right to bring their own unhealed stuff into a relationship onto somebody else. And somebody who is already operating from a space of wholeness within is going to see that from a mile away. So that's where that Page of Swords again is very important here with the Seven of Cups, with the options, because you're going to have so many. You're really going to have to observe, and from a state of wholeness, you're going to have to operate from a state of wholeness so that you can see when that Three of Pentacles comes in, who's actually really going to be able to like pull in their own weight in the relationships. Otherwise, you're just better off right now just being isolated, like the hermit, being in solitude and doing your own thing. Like, you know, I absolutely, I don't have a lot of very strong, what people would consider strong Aries placements in my chart, but I do have Aries over my 12th house, which is where my Venus is, and my Venus is in Taurus, and my rising is Taurus as well. But Aries actually rules that 12th house, and you know, which is very is to me is quite profound. The 12th house has been a deep mystery, as we all know the 12th house can be, which is also like, you know, carries that Pisces energy as well, which is what we're dealing with here in this reading. whether it's a Pisces person or somebody who's just operating from that Pisces energy, that very spread, like everything is like all over the place. There's no boundaries. It's like, oh, I just love everybody. And then there's that opposite of that as well, as like they can also be extremely, they can be extremely open and like this open channel of all of these energies, and then they can also just close up and become so like selfish and stubborn and almost dogmatic, that Pisces energy, it can literally swing either way. There's not much of a gray area there. It's either completely extremely like out there, or it's extremely like, no, like this is mine, it's like it can like be very, and usually that's because they are so like ushy gushy and like open, that they tend to like young is somebody who's operating from that Pisces energy. And I can speak to this because I have Venus in the 12th house, which is my love, my beauty, my physical comfort. It's the Empress energy, being in the 12th house of mystery and unknown and things like that. um I can really speak to this is like at some point, like when they're younger, like this everything is so open and it's so beautiful and it's so, oh my God, I'm so happy to be alive. But the problem with that is like we become a target, right? For like narcissistic behavior and things like that. And by the time that we realize that we're stuck in that kind of energy, somebody who's operating from that Piscean wavelength, if you will, they're like, no, I can fix this. I can fix this person. Yeah, they just stole, my, $20 out of my wallet, but they needed it. And I really can see that they're learning, and I can show them the way, and they're gonna learn the errors of the ways, and like until like you're completely like, so you just believe, right? You believe, you have so much faith in other people, that they literally just rob you blind. And then after that happens so many times, you get so hurt and just so disgusted with it, you kind of start to shut off that. And then it becomes, all about the self, right? But if that's not good either. Like we don't want to swing from one way to the other. We want to stay balanced. So that could be what, like if you are dealing with a person who's in that Pisces type of frequency right now, feeling it hard, which they really probably are, because Neptune is getting ready to leave Pisces on the 26th and go into Aries. Coincidentally and not, there is no such thing as coincidence, honestly. So, yeah, so that's going to be pretty profound. But yeah, you could be dealing with somebody who is like who is has been operating from that Piscean energy for the last 14 years, because we kind of all have, with Neptune being in its own sign. It's very strong in Pisces for the last 14 years. This could be a person, I could see that too, is like they're looking inwards. They're looking at the errors of their own ways, just as you are learning to go within and take care, more care of yourself. I think this person is looking at that as well. It's possible that with the changes that are coming with the next few months with Pisces, or with Neptune moving out of Pisces, Saturn also coming to, who has been traveling with Neptune for all of 2025, will also be joining Neptune in Aries as well on, I think, February 13th. And then they actually make an exact conjunction on the 20th. And then we have some other things coming, like the official Fire Horse uh, starts on February 17th. So that's going to be some things to look out for, some dates to look out for. And then we have also Uranus moving into Gemini in April. So yeah, so lots of changes are happening right now. So it's possible that anything is possible right now. So, it is, this, but your advice for right now is to actually just sit back and observe. And then, I think I have rambled on enough with this video. I've gone on to multiple topics here that I didn't expect to go into. And it's actually been longer than I expected it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now, and we'll see how this goes. And just know that I love you and I'm rooting for you, cheering for you. Thank you for being here on the channel, and look for some more amazing, awesome videos full of loving and supportive information and energy coming soon. So thank you.